Happy Halloween!
And welcome to Bloody Good Besties. My name is Gabby.
I'm Sheyda.
And I'm Millie.
And we hope you'll have a bloody good time with us, listening and talking about some true crime cases. So I love true crime. I've always listened to, not always, for the last 3 years maybe, I've been listening to true crime. And Sheyda, you've actually showed me a podcast. And ever since, I went down the rabbit hole. Millie, you like true crime. I think you said you listen to it pretty much, well, not all the time in the car, but
Most of the time.
most of the time in the car. And Sheyda, you hate it.
Yeah, like it's so weird. I will listen to it, but I hate it. I hate it so much it makes me uncomfortable and I get nightmares. So this is gonna be really fun.
So this is why we've decided to record some, because every time we talk about any cases or talk about true crime, it's hilarious. I find it hilarious.
But why not?
So why not record it? Why not research our own cases and then record it? So this is officially our first episode. We did a trial one just to see how that would go. Maybe we'll release it one day.
Maybe.
I
We
don't
use this in
know.
editing, we'll get cancelled.
It was a pretty good case. Maybe
It was a good case.
Well, we could cover it again, and you have to act
Just
surprised.
edit some bits
Yeah,
out.
So, idea is I will be reading some true crime cases that I've looked into. Sheyda and Millie hopefully haven't heard it before. Millie, maybe you have. Let's
Maybe.
pretend you haven't. But
I'm
at least,
excited.
if you do, you can, add some info. And should we do this the usual thing of please like, subscribe, and comment, because we've just started out and we need it.
Help us fulfill our dreams.
We're begging. We need a studio and we need sponsors.
And better lighting.
You really don't like this lighting, do you? And we've got cool mugs. If you're watching, we've got cool mugs. Oh, you've got yours in your hand. Do you have a sip of tea before we start? That's a bloody good cup of tea.
Thank
Wink, wink. Right.
Okay, ready?
I'm excited.
you. Ready.
I'm
Shall we
ready.
start? Right, so this case, I actually haven't heard of it either.
Oh.
So when I was reading it and researching it, I haven't heard of it either. So, the Monster of Florence. We're going to Italy. So the serial murders that terrorized Italy. I thought I'd start with something different because we tend to listen to like US or maybe UK.
True.
So
I'm here for it. European journey.
European journey. Yep. So, in the rolling hills outside Florence, Italy, the nights were once peaceful. Vineyards glistened under moonlight, olive groves whispered in the breeze, and couples would drive out to secluded lanes to find privacy. The lover's lane.
Yeah, right.
Quote unquote lover's lane. You know what they're doing. Snogging and whatnot.
Snogging.
Scattered across the countryside. But between 1968 and 1985, so like 20 years, these quiet hills became the hunting ground for a killer, a predator who stalked young couples in their cars, waited for them to be alone, and struck with ruthless precision. Imagine you're going for like a quiet, snoggy.
Why would they be alone?
Well, because they're in the car having
They're going to Lover's Lane.
have some alone time.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's dark at night.
That is such a
Imagine
vibe
that.
kill.
Sorry,
Right.
20 years.
20 years. By the time killings stopped, 14 people were dead. The nation was paralyzed by fear, and decades-long investigation had unearthed conspiracy, obsession, and tragedy. The killer would become to known. I'm going to butcher this. It's in Italian, yeah, but I'm trying. Il Mostro di Firenze.
You said that with a little.
Honestly, like confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence. You said that with confidence.
I think if you say it with your chest, it works.
If it's not his name, it's his name now.
No, but it translates to Monster of Florence.
Ah, okay, cool.
Il Mostro di Firenze.
I like
Firenze.
It sounds romantic, problematically.
So the first crime, 1968. The first murders attributed to the monster occurred on August 21st, 1968, in the small village of Signa near Florence. All the names, villages, and everything. I'm really sorry to all the Italian people. If anyone's going to listen to this, and I'm butchering it so bad. That night, Antonio Lobianco, let's do it right, and Barbara Locci, a married woman having an affair, was shot to death in a parked car. Locci's 6-year-old son, Natalino, was found wandering around the roadside hours later. Why would you take your son
honestly,
to a random
you took the kid to the affair?
Uh-huh.
Or just left him to rummage around for a bit.
That's trauma.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, so they were in the car. She was having an affair and she took her son with her. And then...
To the affair.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Just go play with the tree, sweetie.
He told police his uncle, quote unquote, had killed his mother. The killer used a .22 caliber Beretta pistol, firing 8 rounds, a detail that would later become a signature. Police arrested Locci's lover, Stefano Millie, who confessed under pressure, claiming he had killed them out of jealousy. He was convicted and sentenced to 14 years in prison. At the time, police believed the case was closed. But years later, as more bodies surfaced, investigators would realise Millie had confessed to a crime he hadn't committed, and the real killer was still out there.
Oh,
I don't get that.
that's
How
a
people
plot
can
twist.
how people can confess to a crime that they didn't do.
Happens a lot when they're under pressure. You know, like even when, let's say, they're pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and then pushing a narrative towards you and you just want them to stop, they break you and then you just probably...
You just want it to be finished. You just say,
Also,
yeah,
we
it's
don't
fine.
know what the laws were back then because they might have used those serious methods, you know, the tough measures. Yeah, you know.
The killers resumed in 1974, 6 years after Millie's conviction. A young couple, Pascal Genitore and Stefania Pettini, were found murdered in their car.
That's a lovely last name.
Pettini.
Wish I was Pettini. Sorry. Carry on.
It's a nice name, Stefania Pettini.
Yeah.
Nice. Were found murdered in their car near Borgo San Lorenzo. That's pretty nice, to be fair. They've both been shot with a .22 Beretta, the same model as the 1968 weapon. The killer had also mutilated Pettini's body with a knife, marking a new grotesque escalation. Over the next 11 years, the monster struck again and again, 7 double homicides, all in rural Florence. Why France? That's a different country. All targeting couples in parked cars. But why are they not meeting up in like motels? You know?
So they're having affairs. Oh yeah, and it's expensive. Although I don't get, after you sort of hear about a few, why would you still be going out to the woods to start dogging?
Scary, right?
A bit weird.
Yeah. The pattern, well, Florence is quite, I'm assuming it's quite big, would it be? I don't know.
Geography, not
me for either. Really?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Geography, you should be. This is your.
But surely in 11 years, if a lot of people are dying in 11 years, and you have constantly someone dying in the same circumstance, surely you would hear about it. Because obviously newspapers were a thing in the 70s. Maybe not so much as TV. Anyway, who knows? The pattern was horrifyingly consistent. So the killer attacked at night, ambushing the victims from outside the vehicle. He used the same .22 caliber Beretta Series 70 pistol with Winchester bullets, and he mutilated the female victims post-mortem, removing body parts with surgical precision. The victims ranged from local Italian lovers to foreign tourists. Amongst them were, I'm just going to cover the names for respect, so Stefania Pettini and Pascal Gentilore, Claudio Stefaniacci and Pia Brontini, Susanna Cambi and Stefano Baudi, Anna Brontini and Paolo Maindardi, John Michael Cravicilli, and Nadine Marriott, a French couple murdered in 1985, whose deaths would be the monster's last known crime.
A lot of people.
So it also shows me like the date. So it's 1974, 1981, 1981, 1982, and then 1985.
It's like a few
gaps. It escalated quite quickly. Then the gap between the first and like the last were just.
But he would still be doing. So there was a 7-year gap, then 2 in the same year, and then 1 a year after, and then another 3-year gap. So it's not like he was consistently killing people. So maybe it was like an itch that needed to be like scratched or something. Like he felt like he needs to do it again. I don't know. Each scene was meticulous and silent. The killer never left any fingerprints or DNA. The attacks were so precise that investigators suspected a trained professional, perhaps a surgeon, soldier, or a hunter, because obviously he was cutting.
Yeah, with precision.
Exactly. By the early 1980s, Florence was living in terror. The newspapers, there we go, gave him a name, Il Mostro di Firenze.
Which is the Monster of Florence, right?
Very good. Yeah. And soon the monster became an obsession in Italy. Couples avoided the countryside, about time. Parents forbade their daughters from going out at night. Police checkpoints sprung across rural roads. That's good, about time. As the body cam rose, the investigation ballooned into one of Europe's largest manhunts. Dozens of suspects were arrested, interrogated, and surveyed. Surveyed? Surveyed. Thank you. The media speculated wildly. Was a monster a jealous lover, a satanic cult, or a deranged doctor? Theories flourished, answers didn't. At one point, authorities have suspected a group of voyeurs and blackmailers, believing the murders might have been committed for ritualistic or pornographic purposes. The hysteria grew so intense that the monster's legend began to overshadow the facts. I think people just got excited with the idea of what he was doing, who he was killing, I guess, and then obviously mutilating the bodies rather than actual facts and investigation. So it was more like a media frenzy more than anything else. The post-mortem mutilations will truly define the monster's pattern. The forensic signature that connected the killings across decades. In nearly every case, the female's victim genital area was precisely excised using a sharp knife or a scalpel-like instrument. The cuts were clean, symmetrical, and performed with anatomical precision. Forensic pathologists determined that the mutilations were always performed after death. The removed tissue, primarily the external genitalia, was taken from the scene. So I'm assuming it would be like the labia.
That's the trophy.
Yeah. So he'll remove like the labia, I guess, and take it with him.
I got full-blown shivers.
The wounds showed no hesitation, cuts, or jagged edges, suggesting skill and deliberation. Hence why they're saying he was a doctor, hunter, or soldier. Surgeon. Yeah. There you go. But he wasn't doing that at the beginning, so that's sort of like an escalation over time. Probably because he got more confident as well, that no one's really into him, or it didn't say how soon they found the bodies. Well, were they there for like a day? Was it the next day? Was it a couple of days later? As the crimes continued, the mutilation grew more extreme. In later murders, particularly after 1981, the killer began removing portions of victims' breasts and positioning the bodies deliberately as though enacting a ritual. The final victim, Nadine, was found with the entire pubic region cleanly removed. A level of precision that stunned forensics examiners. The act suggested that the killer had refined his method, and the mutilation itself, not just the killing, had become his primary goal. The monster's acts were neither impulsive nor frenzied. They were controlled and deeply symbolic, an assertion of domination and possession.
That's
so weird.
That's so.
So they became more about like the mutilation rather than the
but
killing
just the female body. Like he wouldn't mutilate the male's body. Like he wouldn't cut their.
He's just doing this on the side of the road in the dark.
I swear to God, like how you even see him doing that with such precision? You're doing that. You can't see.
Yeah, because he was doing it there and then. Like he wasn't taking bodies anywhere. They were on location
because they've left the body there.
The consistency and the precision of the mutilations gave investigators their first psychological portrait of the killer. Italian criminologists joined the FBI profilers in the 1980s, developed one of Europe's earliest criminal behavior profiles. They concluded that the monster was male, likely between 30 and 50 years old during his peak years, of when he was killing, intelligent and methodical, not psychotic in the traditional sense, some with basic anatomical knowledge. I would say more than basic.
Honestly, if you're cleanly removing that kind of thing,
That's way more than basic, yeah. Possibly a hunter, butcher, doctor, or a farmer familiar with cutting tools. Farmer is interesting. Well, I guess.
But you're not going to cut like body. I don't know.
Emotionally detached, compelled by ritualized sexual fantasy rather than rage. The trophy taking behavior, like you said, removing and keeping parts of the victims was critical. It suggested the monster derived ongoing gratification from revisiting his crimes, physically and psychologically. So he'll revisit his crimes. Which again,
well, like with the trophy, is in like revisiting like mentally.
With the next crime he's revisiting.
Possibly, but I wonder if I can look into it again and what I was saying, because he's revisiting as in like what you said, meaning he would revisit the same method, or he would revisit that crime scene, meaning the body would not have been found straight away, so he would go back to the scene because the body hasn't been found yet, just to see what he's done.
That's bloody risky.
It is.
But it's probably where he got the confidence to do more.
But that's what Ted Bundy was doing.
Yeah, true.
He would leave his bodies around
in the woods,
and then come and find them once they're like decaying and doing God knows what with them. This match traits and organized.
This is really uncomfortable. I'm like really struggling here. This is like the
first. This is a gruesome.
The first one is really, really gross.
Sorry, not sorry. Bloody good murders. This match traits of organized serial offenders, meticulous planners who control every aspect of the crime, from timing to disposal, and often taking tokens from the victims. The FBI's behavioral science unit compared him to American offenders like Ted Bundy and Ed Kemper, but noted the monster's crimes were colder, more ritualistic, and uniquely European in psychological structure, blending sexual compulsion with symbolic desecration. Investigators also noted that the monster never raped his victims. The mutilation replaced the act, indicating deep psychosexual dysfunction. His crimes were about control, domination, and possession, not direct sexual violence. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
These insights shaped how modern Italian criminology evolved. The monster became Italy's case study in forensic profiling. Because you'd assume they're like, he raped them, you know? But he didn't. The monster case became a labyrinth of false leads and destroyed reputations. Between 1974 and 1985, police investigated more than 100,000 people.
Wow.
That's a lot of people.
Wow.
Interrogated hundreds and cross-checked thousands of firearms. The turning point came when investigators realized that the .22 Beretta used in the 1968 killing was the same weapon used in later murders. That meant the monster had been active for nearly 2 decades, or that someone had inherited the murder weapon. Remember that?
Oh, so maybe it was that. Okay, now hold on. No, you Karen. I was going to say, well, maybe it was that guy. The one who confessed. Maybe he did, but then he gave his gun to someone.
Okay.
Maybe it was the son, the son that she left running around the damn car.
To be fair, that is serious fucked up trauma. Yeah.
Trauma, he just copied what he saw when he got older. That's why there's a big old gap.
But he didn't see it. Did he see it? No,
he saw them. He was found wandering around in the woods. You don't know what he found. What he saw.
Fucking hell,
continue, please.
This discovery reopened the 1968 case, leading detectives back to original convicted man Stefano Millie.
Him.
He maintained his innocence, insisting he had been pressured into confessing. He suggested that his wife's Sardinian relatives had killed her and that the gun had remained in their possession. The new investigation zeroed in on the network of Sardinian immigrants living in Tuscany, who had connections to both the original victims and later murder sites. Police believe that the Beretta has been passed between family members, and one of them might be the monster.
Oh, okay.
You look very confused.
I'm so confused.
In 1993, after years of dead ends, police arrested Pietro Pacciani. Oh, what it is? Pacciani.
I mean, cancelled.
Why was it cancelled?
I don't know.
I think I said it quite well.
All right, then.
Pietro Pacciani.
I love it.
Pacciani.
No, it sounds incredible.
A 68-year-old farmer.
Oh.
Well,
What?
now, but obviously he was.
No, it's 1993.
Yeah, and obviously that was 1970.
The
79.
first one was 1968.
Yeah.
Very good memory. So yeah, years later. Pacciani had a violent past. In 1951, he was convicted of murdering a man who seduced his girlfriend.
Hold on, what?
What?
How's he
Sorry.
roaming free?
How was he? Yeah.
He served 13 years in prison.
13 years. What
So
date?
1951. So that's
So
1964.
13 years in prison. You get 13 years in
1964
prison in the
is
UK if you get found in a little baggie. That's crazy. What a fucked up legal system is this?
I mean,
It's crazy.
It's true though.
okay, 1964 is out then. First one's in 1968.
So yeah, he killed a guy and he served 13 years. After release, neighbours described him as crude, temperamental, and obsessed.
Wait, hold on, sorry. What did you kill the guy for? Over a girl?
For being with his missus.
Killed a guy for seducing his girlfriend.
Like his girlfriend, his own girlfriend?
Yeah, his own girlfriend.
Oh, so he doesn't like
his girlfriend
adultery.
So he
cheated.
doesn't like
cheating.
Yeah, so he killed her.
Killed him.
Okay. So, yeah, okay. So
He
he's
killed
got
the
a problem
guy.
with
So he's
adultery.
going up to the doggy
That's why
area,
he's
going, you're all
doggy
cheating
area.
on your...
He goes like
What
a
is
fair area.
Lover's
It's a
Lane.
Dogging, yes. The
Jogging
dogging
isn't like
area.
a group thing, no?
Oh, it could... Well, they're all going to the same location.
They are called doggy areas. Yeah.
There you go.
It's a thing. Nothing a bit.
I feel that's a group thing you did with strangers.
Okay, but that's not PG. We'll discuss this.
But we're not talking PG when we're talking about
There.
Cutting off vaginas.
murders and breasts. So it's already explicit language.
Sorry.
And you said fuck about 10 times already.
I swear.
I'm really traumatized by this.
So yeah, so he came out of prison and neighbours described him as obsessed with hunting and pornography. What else do you do in prison? Police found disturbing evidence at his home. Pornographic images, knives and bullets matching the rare Winchester 8 series ammunition used by the monster. Witnesses claimed he boasted about the lovers who died like pigs, quote unquote.
Oh.
Wow.
Lovers who died like pigs. He was formally charged with 7 double murders. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, I get it now. So because the first time around he killed the guy that the girl cheated with. This time he's like reenacting like the woman is his girlfriend. But actually he's probably maybe regretted that he didn't have a go at his girlfriend when she cheated.
Girls are, well, he's saying pigs, so he's probably thinking horribly about women. That's why he's leaving the men alone. It's like, fuck them, they're
because
just gonna
technically
die.
it's always the cheater's fault, really. So
Yeah, but he was
That's
just
what I'm saying. So I feel like
heartbroken.
he felt like he got the wrong person last time, and actually probably should have got the
even
girlfriend.
the first time round.
Yeah. And now it's gone. No, it's all about the woman, like reliving his as if it's his girlfriend.
That makes absolute sense. So his trial began in 1994 and became one of Italy's most watched court cases. Prosecutors portrayed him as a sadistic rule killer who hunted couples for pleasure. The evidence was largely circumstantial. So, same ammunition, the proximity of his home to crime scenes, and his violent history. So, because you can't really pin him to the crimes, like he wasn't there, no one's seen him there. He just happens to have the same ammunition.
But he did say they died like pigs.
But
it was
heard saying
it's
also
hearsay.
hearsay.
Yeah.
There's no hard evidence linking and connecting him to the crimes. So, still, the jury found him guilty on all counts. In 1994, he was sentenced to life in prison. But the case didn't end there. In 1996, the year I was born, and you, after a lengthy appeal, Pacciani's conviction was overturned on procedural grounds.
He had 13 years for his last murder. He's lucky.
There was something wrong.
Do you think he just comes back in and goes,
There was something wrong with the way they handled the trial.
There's no fucking evidence.
So retrial was ordered. So after his conviction was overturned, he was released from prison pending a retrial. So a standard Italian legal procedures. I don't know how it works maybe in other countries, but I'm pretty sure do you get out of prison, or do you still wait for because when you appeal, you should still stay in prison, I guess.
Yeah.
And then what?
Depends.
Waiting for your
Depending-
trial.
Depending on
They'd
your
be
trial,
released
but if you're
on
if
bail,
true, but if it's such a gruesome crime,
that's normally not the case. Yeah, normally
he
the
should
case, he would
he
stay.
should stay in prison.
Yeah.
But Italian procedure, he was released and he went home for killing
Wow.
14 people.
Wow.
But like, did they take his passport or something?
Who gives a shit? He's
Can't
killing
be
up the
right.
You
road.
can't get out. Like, you can't run away.
He's just popping down literally just popping up the little countryside.
A little stab, stab,
Stab,
stab.
stab, stab.
Shot, shot, shot. You know?
Oh.
The Florence.
Yeah.
The Florence Court of Appeal had determined that his 1994 trial was marred by
That one. Yeah.
procedural.
Okay.
How do you say it?
What are you trying to say?
Dunno.
Procedures, but dual.
Procedural.
Procedural. Thank you.
I thought you were trying to say an Italian word. Procedural.
Procedural. Yeah?
Procedural.
Procedural. I'm foreign.
It's okay.
Procedural. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Errors. And insufficient direct evidence, which is fair, because the only thing
Yes.
they really
It's
had
circumstantial.
is him saying lovers died like
And
pigs.
motive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that he killed before,
Mhm.
but then what has that got to do with
And some
anything?
bullets.
And then having the same gun, which he could easily
But
say.
they didn't find any of the trophies, nothing.
No DNA either, because he
Nope.
made sure there's no DNA at the scene.
He could say someone dropped the gun.
But the killer took trophies, so they didn't find any of the trophies, nothing
Nope.
on his property.
Nope. There are no eyewitnesses. The ballistic
Yeah,
evidence was
dead.
inconclusive.
The what?
The ballistic evidence was inconclusive, meaning that the bullets they found
I have no idea.
Oh, right.
in his property and then bullets that they found at the crime scene, when they did comparison, it was inconclusive. They couldn't exactly say this is the exact gun that was used.
So was it him?
It's just the same model of
I'm
the
on
gun.
edge.
Yeah, so it's inconclusive, and much of the testimony came from unreliable witnesses. They didn't specify what that meant. In 1996, Pacciani returned to his family farmhouse near Scandici. He lived quietly, tending his garden and avoiding the press, while awaiting his new trial, scheduled for early 1998. 2 years he was at home. So he's home in 1996, next trial 1998. Crazy, and he killed 14 people. Prosecutors were preparing to represent the case, and this time new witnesses, including his alleged accomplices. That's not the word. Accomplices. Why can I speak today? Why can I speak today?
It's fine, you just got to brush over
His
it and then
alleged
it just...
accomplice.
Accomplices.
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 Yeah.
That's the one. Yes, accomplices.
Mm-hmm.
Giancarlo Lotti and Mario Vanni. Very good. But before he could face the court again, Pacciani was found dead.
Oh, wow, you said that so cash. Who was dead?
I just wanted to see a reaction.
How did he die?
He killed himself.
On February 22nd, 1998, bear in mind that's the year that he was meant to be going to court, he was discovered lying face down on the floor of his home. He was 68 years old. The official cause of death was heart attack, but there were bruises and marks on his body that suggested possible foul play.
Ooh.
But he was still marked as heart attack. Some investigators believed he might have been silenced, possibly maybe by the two people, by Giancarlo and Mario. But yeah, fearful that he would confess, or by others eager to close the case before the new revelations emerged.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe family thinking, what if he doesn't go to prison again? So they didn't know exactly what happened to him. No conclusive evidence of murder was ever found, but the timing was chilling. His death came just weeks before the retrial. To this day, many in Italy remain skeptical. Pacciani's death marked the end of one chapter, but it opened another filled with rumours, suspicion, and conspiracy. After Pacciani's death, police turned to the two of his close associates, Mario Vanni and Giancarlo Lotti, known as the Compagini the merende, literally, quote, the snack companions, unquote. Both men were uneducated, reclusive, and lived near Pacciani's house. In 1996, Lotti confessed that he and Vanni did help Pacciani during some of the murders, luring couples, watching from the woods, and helping dispose of evidence. Lotti's testimony was erratic and contradictory, but he proved enough detail to match the crimes and the timelines.
Why would he admit to that if he's dead? Crazy.
Why would you do that since there's no direct evidence?
Weird.
There's no evidence.
So did they get convicted?
In 1998, both men were convicted and sentenced to life in prison.
Isn't that crazy? But this guy got 13 years, and he actually committed murder.
There's no evidence of that. There's no evidence.
But they're maybe saying that they found there were certain bits of the story that they would only know if they were there.
Exactly.
Did the other guy that got sentenced for 14 years get released for the first murder, or did he just serve out his 14 years?
He probably got released.
He got released, yeah, because they knew that wasn't him. But obviously, like you said, they knew things that you would only know if you committed the crime.
Yeah.
How did you know
that? Because they said they lured him into the woods, so that they must have taken off-site and then on-site.
Watching from the woods, helping dispose of evidence.
Like you probably killed
after the main guy is dead.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you mutilate someone? I don't.
No, to fair. Did they search their properties and find the trophy?
Nope. Lotti later recanted parts of his story, claiming police coercion.
Which also could be.
Vanni died in prison in 2009, and Lotti died in 2002. Though the convictions brought closure on paper, many in Italy, including some investigators, remain unconvinced. The case had too many unanswered questions and too much ambiguity, which is true. To this day, the Monster of Florence remains both solved and unsolved.
Oh, and they never found the trophies either.
Officially closed with the convictions of Pacciani and the two, what were his names, Mario and Giancarlo, yet plagued by doubt and mystery. Forensics experts, journalists, and criminologists continue to debate whether Pacciani was truly the killer or whether he was a scapegoat for a larger conspiracy. Some theorists suggest multiple killers or a secret society. Others point to police mishandling and political cover-ups. The monstrous weapon, the .22 Beretta, has never been recovered. And despite decades of investigation, no one has ever definitely proven who pulled the trigger 14 times over 17 years. The Monster of Florence case left a permanent scar on Italian society. It changed how the country viewed safety, police investigation methods, and media ethics. It also inspired books, films, and international fascination. Most notably, the 2008 book The Monster of Florence by journalist Douglas Preston and Italian reporter Mario Spezzi, which explored both the crimes and investigations chaos. In the hills of Tuscany, locals still whisper about the monster. Many of the murder sites remain unmarked, hidden in plain sight among olive groves and vineyards. The case has become both a warning and a legend, a reminder of the darkness that can hide even in paradise. The investigation pushed Italian law enforcement to modernize. It led to creation of national forensic databases, improved ballistic comparison system, and the use of behavioral profiling techniques inspired by the FBI. Though the monster's true identity might never be conclusively proven, its reign of terror reshaped how Europe investigated serial crimes and how the world, and how the world understood the psychology of a killer who turned love and intimacy into the targets of violence. The sun still sets red over the Tuscan hills. Lovers still drive into the countryside, though older generations warn them not to park on lonely roads. The Monster of Florence may be gone, but his shadow lingers, a ghost of fear, secrecy, and eternal question. Did they really catch the right man? The end.
Let me just start by saying people are stupid.
Why
is number one.
There?
Also, number two, I find it weird that there is been no killings after. So he was in prison for like 2 years or whatever it was. No killings then happened. No killings has then happened since. It's one of those three. Surely.
Or all of them.
a secret.
That was a
society.
horrible case.
Yeah,
and I really, really want to
yeah,
read.
I feel like that's. Oh, I hate things that are like inconclusive. I hate that.
I think they had the right person. I think it
Or
was
people.
or people. I think it's too coincidental for it not to be him, considering what happened in his past. So he killed his girlfriend's lover. So she was cheating on him. He killed him, and then he was going for couples.
Closure. There's no proper closure.
Just fucking confess you're in prison anyway. Confess and go.
Well, no, he got killed after.
He still got a pretty good deal because obviously he was killing for like over 17 years.
It's the fact he could go back home, but I love that they said they've used it to change the system or to improve things.
Because obviously it was also early days, like it was 70s, right? 60s, 17. And
well, I don't know, when he was bloody let out, it was the 90s. I was already 5 years old.
Wow. Well,
imagine we was just sitting there watching Lion King and this geezer's out like in prison. This murderer of Florence.
There's murderers everywhere. You've got to be careful. Everyone's crazy.
Well, that's why you don't drive up Lovers Lane.
That's what my mum says.
That's why you don't go to Lovers Lane.
And you don't have
you call it?
Doggers Lane.
Doggies Lane.
Doggers Lane.
Doggies or doggers?
It's called dogging, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dogging.
It's doggers.
Doggers.
Doggies is cute.
Doggies Lane.
That's doggies.
Yeah, okay,
I like Doggies Lane. A bit cuter.
Doggers. Not cute. They're murder. Anyway.
We hope you had a bloody good time with us.
We didn't.
She didn't.
I didn't. I'm actually uncomfortable about that.
Really?
Yeah. That was a lot. That was giving me
and that's the
Gein
first
vibes.
Case. It's not Ed Gein though, is it?
I mean, he was cutting off vaginas. So.
Yeah. But I wonder what he did with it after, because like I said, there was no mention of it, them
That's what I'm
finding
saying,
any
find
evidence.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, see you next time.
Bye.